Oh, what have I done there? Here we go. Let's switch to this one. Let's get rid of this one. Yeah. Hi, how you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Aaron Short here. So I'm back on my old, before I get started actually, first of all, how you doing? It's good to see you here. Hope you enjoyed my video yesterday about the Martin Owners Club. Hope you saw that one. It's really hot here, of course, again, and it's raining as well. I'm not sure what's going on. It's raining today, so I'm glad to be inside doing a live stream. And I've made a few changes. I'd like to get your opinions as well. I'm back to the old audio interface because I couldn't do this on the Rodecaster Pro. I couldn't use my plugins anymore. And when I finish today, I think I'm going to make an updated video about that. I still think that's a great product if you're only live streaming. I think in that case, it's better than the Apollo stuff. But the problem is the audio latency using plugins is terrible on the... Is terrible. I saw your comment down there. Well, you know what? Maybe today will be about electric guitar, because why not? How about this? How about this for today? Electric guitar for acoustic guitar players. So today's question could be, do you play acoustic guitar only, acoustic guitar and electric guitar, or a combination of the both? And does anyone out there think that they're very different things and they do not enjoy one of the two? I know some people that play electric guitar and do not like acoustic guitars at all. And I now know that our friend Icaro Costa does not like the electric guitar. So let's talk about that today. I think it's a good topic to have. Is acoustic guitar, electric guitar the same thing? How are they different? Why would you choose one over the other? I'd like to know your opinions, and I'll tell you mine as we go along. But yeah, the Apollo Twin enables me to plug stuff into it like instruments with basically no noticeable latency. And I didn't think I needed that because I thought I could just plug pedals and things straight into the other interface, which is currently on the floor behind me. But the thing is, I really miss the ability of plugging into the Apollo and using their plugins, their compressors, all their stuff in real time. I realized that I do notice the latency, and that can be a big problem, especially on that device. So anyway, this is my Fender Strat right here, which I recently had set up, and it plays awesome. I love this guitar. If you're looking for actually an electric guitar, this is probably the go-to Stratocaster for me right now. Haven't reviewed this one yet. It's on the list to do. I've had it for a long time. I like having gear for a long time and then making the review, because I know I'm not going to like change my mind. Like the Rodecaster, I made the review. I still stand by what I said, but I didn't realize that it's a problem with the latency because no one else mentioned it on their reviews, and I just didn't think that would even be a thing with an interface. I thought, well, you know, how can that be a problem? And then it was a problem. So... But this is a great, I tell you what, this is a great guitar. I'll talk about this guitar today. I think each week it'd be good to have a guitar or an instrument or a pedal that I talk about in the stream to have some kind of theme. So today's theme will be this this Stratocaster and possibly possibly the cat later on as well. We'll see what happens as we go along. But let's say hi to everybody first of all. And I'm going to check my sound effect levels here. Let me know if this is okay volume-wise here. Okay, I think it's all right. Actually, I'm enjoying this. I think BMO was right. This mic isn't as toppy as the Rodecaster, the way it's set. And also, I noticed yesterday making my video that the noise gate is more efficient the way it's set on the Apollo. Because with the other one, it sounds a bit more natural, but there's more mouth noise and breaths that I had to go through and take down a bit because they're a bit obnoxious. On here, it seems to really duck out all those kind of noises. So it's more efficient. And I believe that when you make videos, efficiency is key. What you need to be able to do is sit down, hit record, and go. That's really important for me because I'm a lazy person. So what I like to do, and I just did this yesterday, I've got lights that turn on via an app. They always lose connection. So yesterday I made it so they talk directly to my router. They just shouldn't lose connection anymore. So I come in here, I turn on the blue light, I turn on the white lights, and it looks like this, okay? In fact, let me just show you right now what it looks like without that, in case you're interested in live streaming. So I'm going to turn all these things off right now. And bear in mind, this is what a DSLR camera looks like. Because Rosanna was talking the other day about DSLR cameras for Lee for his birthday. So this is the thing about cameras, okay? When you have a camera, you can see like there's some frame right now. There's some frames missing. It's going to be a bit blurrier because there's no good light in here. And if I turn this off as well, so it still looks okay. Like an iPhone would not look anywhere near as good as this. But when you add into this the two wireless lights, so I'm using this app right here. So I turn those on. Look at what the light does to the image quality. It just brings it to life. And then to get that depth, what I do is I add the blue light, which is just a strip of lights below the door behind me. I turn that on like this, and it just changes the whole mood, doesn't it? I really like that. And then what I do is I have a delay on the microphone of about 5 frames. Let me just check that. Yeah, 4 or 5 frames to put it in sync. So what I'm seeing right now is not in sync, but when you're watching this on YouTube, my mouth and the audio is in sync with each other. And it was really funny yesterday because I went back and watched the video of the Martin unboxing from last year, and it's completely out. It's awful. And I remember last year people were telling me, Aaron, your video and audio are out of sync. And I was like, I can't see it. What's wrong with you? What are you talking about? Are you trying to annoy me? I can't see it. What's going on? And then I watched a video back yesterday of the Martin Owners Club unboxing 2021. It's horrible. It's so horrible. And this is amazing now to have everything in sync, to have the lighting. Again, to walk in here, just hit the button. Everything is ready to go. Hit record. And then Ecamm is great because it just records everything like this as is. And then you edit this file later on in Final Cut Pro. The audio is all nice and hot. The noise gate is taking out a lot of the background noises, and everything is just ready to go. And with the new version of Ecamm that's coming out any day now, the beta, you'll be able to have 2 cameras recording. So right now I have this camera and this camera. Okay, and I have to choose between them. I have to select what I want. So if I was making a review right now of this guitar, I might have it set like this and play the guitar. Okay, and then I would switch back here to do my talking like this. But with the new Ecamm software that's coming out, it's going to record all of these video files separately and give you separate files. So what that means is when you come to mix, so you just record everything basically. That doesn't matter what camera you're on. And when you come to edit your product review, you can then drop all the files, all the stems into the video stems into Final Cut Pro and then cut between them. Because, for example, if I did something right now, like if I was on this camera and I was playing, and then like what I meant to come back here to say, I like that tone. Let's say I didn't want to do that. I meant to stay on the picture of the guitar. Well, with the new software, I could then change that after the fact. It's not going to be set in stone the way it is right now. So a bit more work to do, but it gives you more flexibility with the recording. So I'm really, really, really happy with this. And then all I have on here is a what they call a LUT. So I add some color. So if I turn this LUT off, that's what my camera looks like just by default. So it looks a little bit washed out. Now you can change this setting in the camera itself, but Ecamm Live allows me to add a LUT, which is basically color grading. So look, if I go all the way, it does this. Obviously that's too much, right? But if I go to about 20, then you can see it just adds a little bit of definition, a little bit of, it just makes the picture pop a little bit. And if I turn it off, you can really see it go. Now it looks kind of like washed out, right? So I leave that on 20. And that's it. So you can come in here, sit down, and you can start making the video. For me, that's really important. And to get back to that again is nice because then you can just crank out videos whenever you want to do them. So that's really cool. All right, so Bimo, good to see you here. Nice to see you here today. And we have a question which I'll come back to shortly. I'll come back to that one. David, how you doing, David? Good to see you here. And another question. I'll come back to that in a second. Well, I have a follow-up question to what I said as well. Usually solo performers perform with an acoustic guitar because it gives them the rhythm, the depth of tone, percussive elements. Would you consider performing a solo gig on an electric guitar? Now, I know some people that do this, and I actually saw someone do this at a local bar a few weeks ago. It was a female singer and a male on the guitar, and he was playing a Telecaster and backing this female singer on the Telecaster with a clean sound. Now, Telecasters tend to have quite a fat, warmer tone, sort of bigger, fatter tone than a Strat, and it sounded fine. So that can be another follow-up to the question today. As a solo acoustic artist, would you ever leave the acoustic at home and perform on an electric guitar? And David says, they are definitely different, but I love them both. Only acoustic. Electric guitar is heresy. No, he's kidding. He's kidding. I'm gonna bring the cat in. I have to bring the cat in a second. I play both, but prefer acoustic these days. Hang on. I can't concentrate. Hang on, 1 second. I need a holiday is what you said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watched her lying next to me, I wished for a holiday too. Home is where the heart is. Okay. So, oh, can you still hear me? Yeah, I haven't got my headphones on. All right, so I can't let the cat go because he's going to chew all the cables in the room. hang on. Here's the cat cam. Look, check this out. Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay. All right. I play both, but for acoustic these days. Yes to electric. Love that Strat. I'll show it to you in a second. Rosanna says, hi, Aaron. Everyone here on the chat. Happy Monday. Thanks for moderating, Rosanna. I appreciate it. Real Ting might want to tell us some news. Might want to share some news with us. We'll wait and see if he wants to or not, because that's his business. I'm not going to talk about people's business, but he's got something he might want to share. And volume is good. And there you want to go. Look. I know they get, when they get scared, that the hairs start to come out, right? Look at that. Hair everywhere. He's going to have to go back outside again. I'll be right back. I need a holiday is what you said to me. I need to get away from you. And as I watched her lying next to me, I wished for a holiday too. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is where the heart is. I wanna be there, yeah. All right, I think he's gonna stop now. David says, I play both but prefer acoustic these days. Okay. And I got confused there. I got scratched too. Great. I hope you appreciate that, because I got scratched by the cat. It's like they want to come in here so desperately, and then you let them in, and then they scratch you. I hope that was worth it. Cameras need more light than yeah. I mean, I could have even more light than this. Like my lights, I have two small lights. What you really want is a huge like sun dome in front of you, putting the light on you. You can't have enough light when you do the cameras. David says, I'm bored, get two guitars. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. You don't like cats, you've got no soul. Hey Doc, how you doing? Oh, Mike, good to see you here. I followed you here from Acoustic Guitar Forum. Awesome. Well, welcome. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell while you're here. I would really, really appreciate it if you would do that. It'd be awesome. There we go. Okay, Real Ting says, I have done solo and duo gigs on electric guitar, though I do find acoustic more versatile in general due to its percussive nature. Yes, I agree. Yeah, and I guess usually acoustic guitar has more of a deep tone, right? And kind of fills up the sound more. Electric guitars can sound on the thinner side, maybe. Also, electric guitars often have thinner strings on them. Acoustic guitars often have fatter strings on them. So there's a few things that go alongside that as well, I guess. Yeah, so actually, yeah, good point. Rafa here does play electric guitar at his open mics lately. I remember him telling me that. I do play electric on the open mic nights. If nothing else, it sets you apart from everyone else. You know, I'm seeing, now I think about it, I'm seeing more and more people playing electric guitar at solo gigs now. It's got me thinking now. Should I abandon this acoustic guitar pickup live sound journey completely and just play electric guitar all the time? What do you think? It's a possibility. David says, I've thought about playing solo with an electric, but haven't done it. I wonder if anyone would notice. Like if I showed up tomorrow night at my gig with my Strat and just played that, would anyone notice the difference? Look at this heckler. I'm gonna kick you out of here in a minute if you don't behave yourself. Oh yes, so no, let's just go through all the cat messages now and we get those out of the way. There we go. Oh, Lee didn't mention the cat. He just wanted to tell us he's working again. How you doing, Francis? Good to see you. John, how you doing? Good to see you. Poonen just says the cats don't chew the cords. You know, I can't. There's so many you can't see in here as well. There's behind the amps. There's behind the guitars. There's the closet. There's loads. There's a bunch of cables all over the floor that you can't see, and I don't want you to see. But when they come in here. I love these Mogami cables. They're like $80 cables. And like if I feel along here, I can feel here where he's coming here and chewed it. You can see it right there. I don't know if you can see that. No, you can't see that on the camera because it's not focusing. But there's a cat bite right there on this Mogami cable. It's annoying. I don't like it. So that's why the door is there and they don't come in this room. So, okay, so 3 bits of news from the real thing. I'm going to share this with you. Are you ready for this? 1. Broke the neck heel on my Avian fan fret acoustic. Now fixed. That was fast. Can you tell us more about the fix? Because I saw the picture of that and I'd like to know more about how hard it was to fix a guitar with a cracked heel. 2. My Martin GPC PA1, worst name in the history of guitars, Martin, I'm sorry, has come out for recent gigs. Yes, I saw that. Now that was my Martin GPC PA1. Let's just go over what that means. Grand performance to the body shape. C for cutaway. PA performing artist 1 series. You know when they first released those years ago, I remember I went to Guitar Center and I said, what Martins have you got? Oh, we have this PCA, what? That's what they would say to me. And I'd be like, what's that? GPCPA, really bad. Don't make those anymore. You know, they stopped making them because people couldn't stand the name. You know that? No, it's not true. They do still make GPCs like that. And 3, just bought a Rain song. OM 1000 N2 about an hour ago. That's got nothing to do with me, by the way. I'm not responsible for any purchases people may obtain while watching the channel. And of course, he did that before I went live anyway. And yes, I'm not responsible. But that is a cool guitar. It's the OM body. I've tried an OM, I think, once of the Rain song. I think I tried one once. I'm looking right now to show you on the screen what this is exactly. And this is one of the series with the unidirectional top. I think it's the concert. I think they call it the concert series. So this is it here. Now this one has the bags element. All the new Rain song. It's not an Apple Watch demo. Look, I don't really want to show you my stomach either. Let me just take this one off the screen here. Hide this one. No, wrong one. This one. Okay, these are $3,000 now. You've got a good deal on this guitar. But they now come with the LR Bags Element. Not a big fan of the Element. I like the Anthem. Worth noting, if you do buy one of these and it has the Element, it's really easy to change it to the Anthem because all you do is unscrew these 4 screws on the preamp. You switch that with the Anthem preamp and you stick the microphone onto the underside of the bridge plate. Really, really easy modification to do if you want to go that route. If you don't want the pickup at all, if you want to put a K&K or something, then they've always laughed with me at Rainsong and said, why don't you unscrew this preamp, have a big hole in the side of the guitar, and have a sound port. Now, it actually sounds ridiculous, but I bet it sounds great. I haven't actually tried it myself. I think that's an easy thing for me to try on my guitars that have those. I've got 2 of those with those barn doors. I should really try it out. That would be a really cool thing to try. I love the abalone on the sound hole, of course. Very, very nice. And yes, I did have a GPC in this style briefly. Didn't have that one very long. I was just kind of trying that one out, but I mean these are cool, and that's a really good price. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna like it. They're very, very light, especially the OM. If there's no preamp in the side, if you do take all the electronics out and put a K&K, it's super light. Actually, I talk about the weight of guitars a lot. I actually think they can be too light in some ways, but I feel like it's going to float away or something. But yeah, you might like that. I don't know. But yeah, if you got that used and it's in good condition, it's excellent. You know, the only thing I wish Rainsong would do is use stainless steel frets. That's the only complaint that I really have. Well, not a complaint, more a suggestion, because the guitars are so durable, but the frets will still wear obviously over time. But you can always have them change that to stainless steel as well. So yeah, you did get a good deal on that. Let me know next week. Let us know next week how that works out and what you think of it. That'd be really cool. All right. Yeah, I got scratched. All right. So thanks for the news update. Did anyone else buy anything this week? Anyone buy any gear? Let us know. I did go to the luthier this week. I am working on a bit of an experiment, shall we say? But I'm not going to talk about it until it's finished. I'll be picking up the experiment tomorrow, and if it works out, well, actually no. Either way, I'm going to make a video because it's useful information that people might want to know about. Let's just say if you're into guitar pickups. Rosanna liked the cat. Yeah, so cute until they scratch you and cover you in hairs. Well, the weird thing is, Poo Ninja, what happens is with the cats is that they're completely silent and they're sleeping on the bed all day. The minute I make a phone call, they won't stop purring. And you hear it on the phone. It's really annoying. And then the minute I go live, they're meowing. I guess they can hear me talking right in the room. So that's what's happening. Poo Ninja says, congratulations on the new guitar acquisition. Oh, okay. So, okay. Sorry. So we can talk about cats on Gear Chat. We can't talk about lighting on Gear Chat. Okay. All right. Whatever, man. You're this crazy guy. David Belcher, the real thing. Sorry to hear about the Avon. How is it playing the Martin again? I hope you post a review of the OM 1000N2. Danielle says, still playing archtops with humbuckers. They just seem appropriate for 30s and 40s jazz standards. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, of course. If you're playing jazz standards, coffee shop or something, playing jazz standards, then you're going to play the electric, definitely. I would say that goes hand in hand with that. I was thinking more if you're into acoustic, if you're kind of strumming on acoustic guitar and things like that all the time, you know, how that would translate. Okay, question from David. I'll come back to that as well. I'll come back to this one as well. I'm just gonna come back and answer the questions once I've said hi to everyone. Alan, good to see you. How you doing, man? Just got here, no problem. Good to see you here. Thanks for spending your time. I appreciate it. Maybe if you're not working, could we have a Saturday Cataday stream? You want just? Well, I've thought about. I'd really like to have a camera on the cat bed and just bring them up on the screen while they're sleeping, because that way we can look at them while I'm talking, but we don't have to get covered in cat hair or scratches, and I haven't got to have my cables chewed. So that's something I'd like to do, but I don't know how to do it. I was hoping to like tap into the Nest camera or something, the security camera, and put that on the screen, but it doesn't seem to be possible. That would be something cool to do in the future. So I'll work on that. I think that would give people like David Eidelberg something to do while I'm talking about lights. How you can look at the cats in the maybe up here, look, in the corner here. We'd have a cat up there. So I'll see what I can do. My cat eats loads of things she shouldn't, and I've had to have her operated on several times already. Costs about $3,000 every time. So his cat actually eats the things and then gets sick and has to pay money. Like that $3,000 would buy you another nice Martin real thing. You see. It was an easy fix for the Avian, as it's a bolt-on acoustic, neck removed and glued in a clamp. Bolted back on, even used the Martin on an international TV live performance. I saw that. But I was wondering why you didn't use a microphone, because everyone else was using a microphone and I noticed you went direct. So why didn't you use a mic on that gig? Let me know. Should I stick with the Matrix and prefix T, or should I upgrade it or use a K&K? Well, why are you even asking me that? Because you know you're going to take out the pickup and put a... No, you know what you're going to do? You're going to put a K&K in there, leave the existing pickup, and then tell me how great the K&K is. So why are you even asking me? Tone oysters, yeah. I love abalone. It's great. Oh, I've got something really interesting to show you about Martin. Let me know if you're interested in seeing this. If you want to see this, type Martin. Type I love Martin in the chat if you want to see something really interesting about Martin guitar. All right. If you don't want to see it, because maybe David doesn't want to see it, and wants me to move on. I'm just kidding. I'm just being a jerk. All right. So, Staley, how you doing? Good to see you. I have $0. Well, that's not good. What have you bought now? I got a PreSonus 1602. So we are buying the gear here. It's good to hear. People are still buying stuff. I just got, not that I'm encouraging buying gear, of course. I'm still trying to sell a lot of my stuff. Just got the LR Bags Align EQ. Love it, easy to deal with. Need a reverb now. Yes, I'm coming back to your question. You have to be patient, my friend. The only way I'll stop everything and address your question is if you send me a super chat. Otherwise, you've got to wait for it to come back around again. Picked up a used light new Shub F3 capo. I have an F1 and needed one for a wide neck. So David bought a capo. I've ordered a bag. I've ordered another mono backpack because I'm going to switch from the Play Acoustic to the Voicelive 3 Extreme. Yes, so I might make a review of the backpack. Sounds a bit boring, but I think it's an important piece of gear to have. Sold my RME and working on selling my other rack pre's. Oh yeah, so McFarland is selling a lot of gear at the moment. He did tell me he was downsizing, but we'll see how that... we all say that, don't we? Yeah, I'm going to downsize, yeah. And then you end up with twice as much as you had at the beginning. I did look at a 1962 Gretsch Chet Atkins. I love those Chet Atkins guitars. They're cool. Price was too high for the issues, so I passed. Sorry to hear that. The cats probably think you're talking to them. They're just trying to talk back. Yes to the cat cam. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. It's something I want to do. Definitely get a camera on the cats, so I haven't got to bring them in. I think my next acoustic purchase is a Taylor 12-string. Interesting. Any particular reason why you want the Taylor 12 and not something else? Just put an order in for the QSC 8-inch powered speaker to go to my Bose S1 Pro for a patio gig next week. Hope it gives me all the power I need. Okay, great. Is that the... Now, did you get the K8.2, the premium version, or did you get the CP8, the more kind of affordable version? I have both. They're both very good for different reasons. I think you'll like that. In fact, this very unpopular opinion, I fired up the S1 Pro the other day. I did not like it. I'm sorry. That is not a very good sounding speaker compared to the QSCs. And neither should it be, because it's much cheaper. It's much smaller. It's battery powered. So it's not fair to compare them. But lately, I've said this before, lately, if I don't need battery power, for the sake of the £3 extra of the CP8, I will take the CP8 every time. Staley is saving up for something. I love Martin. Okay. Oh, we got a couple. I'll show you. This is actually, I think this is really interesting what they're doing. And maybe this is something they've always done. I don't know. But I'll take you over there and show you in a second. And I'll come back for the questions. So you're in luck. I don't think I have a chance to play my electric today. But I am very happy to have the Apollo plugged in again so I can play it. Oh, he's got a nice Martin with tone oysters. I'm getting behind here. I've been thinking about working on string my duo. Ah, good point. Yeah, how about nylon string? I know a really good performer in the city that plays nylon string. That's an even fatter tone, but not quite as cutting as a steel string. Yes, so I just got a cover for my JBL, and what they do is they will scratch against the grill on a JBL, the little holes, and scratch down it. So I bought a cover because I want a cover for it anyway. I got one of the 2-key covers, which is actually really nice and more affordable. I love the studio slips, but they're about twice the price. So the 2-key is really nice, but I know they'll probably, well, it depends on the fabric, but I think they're going to scratch that as well. So I then put, it's hilarious, I then put like a garbage bag over the top of that cover. So I'm putting a garbage bag over the cover to protect the cover, because they won't scratch a garbage bag. I mean, it just sounds ridiculous, but if I can keep stuff nice as long as I can, then I do. You know, I try to. Because they will once they claw the stuff, they're going to claw it until it like rips apart. Yeah, I wouldn't even let them near my Mesa amp. There's just no way. I would be very upset if they clawed that. Mono makes great stuff. Yes, they do. They do, and it's definitely worth it. Staley, I'm captivated by the tone oysters located in the fretboard of my Martin. Might be my favorite part of the entire guitar. I think all guitars should have the abalone. And the funny thing is that cheap Yamaha that I reviewed, that I still have, has quite a nice abalone. I mean, it's probably not real abalone, but it's got the abalone right around the sound hole. And yet your $3,000 Martin OM28 doesn't have the abalone. I don't understand why that is, but there we go. It's just my opinion. The Kemper is gone. Oh dear. You didn't even make any videos on that, did you? Well, I guess I didn't either, to be fair. But yes, I do. I like the VH4 in the Apollo Twin. That's the VH4. I always assume is just a really heavy amp, but it sounds great. It's got 4 really usable channels. I love it. It's really cool. Stady has a cat. Fuego. Let's do it. 1 week we'll just do cats. 1 week we'll just have the cats on the chat. We won't do any gear. Okay. Can you comment on how to use reverb in strumming songs? Yes, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to the cues. That's why you have to put the cue, because I'm going to search by cue at the end. I want 12 strings that easily be able to address string tension issues over the long haul. I tend to keep my instruments for a long time. Last man for 15 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, I never really bonded with 12 strings. I never really got the whole 12-string thing. Maybe one day I will. I got to see models for $499 Sweetwater. I keep my amps put up to keep them clear of dog hair. I have a golden retriever. Plus the cats and their claws. All 5 of my PRS have different materials for the bird inlays, and some have outline with different fills. Really cool. 5 PRS guitars. 5. Have I got a sound effect for that? I need more sound effects. Right, let me show you then. Let me show you this thing on martin.com. I want to show you this. It's very, very interesting. So I just need to pull up Google Chrome. Hang on. So I saw this yesterday while I was looking at the members club. Well, I did my video yesterday on the members club. So Martin Guitar. I was looking at their merchandise. They have some very interesting merchandise now, and they actually have some merchandise which I thought was really interesting. I hope it's still there. I hope it wasn't a mistake, because I saw this yesterday on my phone and I thought, wow. So check this out, right? You've got your t-shirts. You've always had your t-shirts. By the way, they are now working with Life is Good. I'm still waiting for them to call me back to work on the sound, do a collaboration with the sound hole sniffer. They haven't called me back yet, but my fingers and toes are crossed. Okay, so we got all this regular stuff here, the calendar. They now have some capos. I noticed they had the String Winder, which is the awesome Music Nomad one. Looks like they've rebranded it with their own branding. I'm sure they're paying a license to, working with Music Nomad. And you keep going and you find straps and you think, oh, hang on, I don't remember seeing these before. Okay, there's some new stuff here. Okay, very cool. And I kept going. I thought, this is really cool. Hang on, a $75 guitar strap or a $90 guitar strap. Does it come with the guitar? I'm just being a jerk. But we keep going down. Now, I didn't even see this. They have dog collars. So I hope they have cat collars as well. So you keep going down and you think, well, they're adding more stuff to the store. And then you keep going down like this. And, you know, bear with me, because they also have a feedback buster, which, by the way, doesn't fit in an OM as far as I'm aware. But anyway, this is all beside the point. So we keep coming, we keep coming down. Now, okay, what's this? Okay, now not the face mask. Well, I do have one of those. Look, you can buy the guitar kits. Now, you could always buy the guitar kits, all right? You could always buy a Martin guitar kit, so that's fine. So I keep going down. And oh, it's even more. There's so much stuff here now. Okay, so we keep going down. Oh, look, a case. Oh, B quality case. Oh, they're selling some B quality stuff now. Okay. Oh, hang on, what's this? Fingerboard binding strips. And I thought, hang on, they're selling spare parts on here. And I saw this. Oh, they're selling a truss rod. I thought, wow. Okay. So there's a truss rod there. So we keep going. Of course, I'm still looking for Sandhole Sniffer t-shirts on here, but I haven't found them yet. So you keep going, and you keep going, you keep going. Oh, I need to get this one. I should have got the mouse pad. Mine's messed up. But yeah, you keep going down. And oh, by the way, this is cool. I met the guy that invented this, and he was looking to work with Martin and other companies. It looks like they picked him up on that. So I'm happy for him with that. So I keep going down, and then matches. Anyway, look, curve. So hang on. So suddenly I'm finding all these parts of Martin guitars on the shop. And I'm thinking, well, you can almost just buy every part of a Martin now from the 1833 shop. Now, I think this is new unless I'm mistaken. And this is allegedly what gives you that smell, by the way. So yes, I have thought about buying this and putting it into the outside of the mug. Yes, I've thought about doing that. And look, here's your abalone rosette. So you can buy that for $50. So I was thinking then, I could just go through here and basically price out a guitar, right? Heel plates, everything. Every part of the guitar is for sale here. But it gets even more interesting than that. If I keep going, if it's still available, let's see. So there's your bone saddle, there's your pick guard, and we keep going. There's some bridge pins. So there's the nut, the blank nut there. Some files to set up your guitar. There's some tuners here, so they're $30 for the tuners. And we keep going. See, there's way more stuff here than there used to be. I don't remember seeing this. There's the end pieces, so they got that there as well. Another B stock case. So if you're looking for a case, you can buy them directly from Martin now. B stock. It seems like they're selling those. And then I keep going down. There's a pickup there, and we haven't got to the thing I'm going to show you yet. There's another pick guard there, tortoise. There's another nut. So all these different parts of the guitar. Here's the veneer for the head. So all these parts of the guitar are now for sale. And I just don't know if this was a thing before. I don't remember seeing this. I definitely saw these at the old original factory, like pieces of guitar, but I haven't seen like actual, like almost a kit available from this 1833 shop before. But there's some, I'm still looking, there's so much on here now for the thing that I'm trying to show you. Look at this, look, fingerboard inlay set. So you can buy that as well. And then there's the East Indian Rosewood Jumbo Guitar Kit. So if you're good at woodwork and stuff, which I am not, you can build your own guitar. That's a good way to go. Now here it is, here's the thing. Look at this. Have you ever seen anything like this before? It's an assembled guitar body and kit for $4,000. Look at this. Look at the grain of the wood. And then look at the work. Look at the abalone. What this is a D45. So this is a D45 that's been made at the factory, I assume. And it was abandoned. They abandoned it, right? And then I always thought they threw these away, but it seems what they're doing is they're letting you buy this. So maybe someone out there is interested in doing this. You can buy this guitar, you get the case, you get all the parts you need, you get the bodies already assembled with the abalone, and that is a lot of the work already done, okay? So you can buy this. Now there are some defects, that's why they got rid of it. There are some cosmetic issues and things like that, and obviously on a 45, that's obviously very important that they don't have those. But rather than just throw this away or recycle it, what they're doing is they're selling it for $4,000. Now, at the moment, a D45 standard series is about $10,000 retail plus tax, right? So this is $4,000. So if you know what you're doing, you could buy this and you could finish it off and basically have your own D45. So what do you think of that? I thought it was really interesting And I didn't think they did this. I don't know if this is a new thing, if they're now like just going to start selling things like this. Also, this is funny too. If you are in the members club, you get 20% off. That's $800 off. So you can get this for $3,200, basically a D45 for $3,200. You could finish it off yourself and have a D45 for $3,200 and not $10,000. What do you think of that? Really, really, really interesting stuff. So that's just something that I stumbled across yesterday. I thought I'd share that. Let me know what you think in the chat. Rafa's into backing tracks now. I'll talk about that in a second. A soundhole sniffer shirt. Yeah, I'm waiting for Martin to say let's put that in the store and we'll give you a cut of the profits. But we'll see. I haven't really asked them to. Maybe I should do. The strap is awesome. Pins in black for liquid metal. Oh, I didn't see that. I missed that. I'm buying the Kerfling for my club. Yeah, I'm really tempted to order that Kerfling just to smell it, just to see if it is that smell. Because my authentic Martin doesn't even have that smell, which sucks, honestly. Pooh, I'll see you next time, buddy. 4K, that's crazy. Yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah, me too. 3250 plus the owners club and tax. Yeah, so 3,200 and the members club is 50. That's 3,250 plus tax. You get D45. How about that? Yeah, I mean I couldn't do it. I'm no good at that stuff, Rosanna. If Lee lived in my building, I would definitely get that and have him work on that with me and then make a video about it. That'd be a great video. Oh, Stardance. What's this? Here's a sad story. I was in line 7th for the Custom Shop SC 2022. Was taken off from Sweetwater. My engineer was sick of me sending back defective guitars. The story is much more complicated, so maybe some... Stardance, I would love to know that full story. But if you don't want to put it in the chat, would you please email it to me? I'll put my email up the top there. I would love to hear that story because I buy basically all my guitars from Sweetwater these days, so I'd like to know more about that. Say hi at aaronshortmusic.com at the top of the screen if you want to share it with me privately, if not in the chat. That'd be good. Real Ting says, out of curiosity, how much is a second-hand D45? Well, that is a good question. Should we check that out? Because obviously, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say maybe it's better to buy a used D45, right? But I still think that's a cool project for someone to do. So it's going to be the D45 reimagined. Let me see here. So let's look at the cheapest one. D45 reimagined. The 45, there's not many around actually. There's an open box for 8,700. So you could get this one here. Here we go. So this is what your finished D45 would look like, basically. This is the reimagined D45. Okay, so 8,700. The one we just looked at is 32 plus, 32. So 5,000. I just think it's amazing if you're a guitar builder, or, you know what you're doing, and you buy that and finish it off. I just think it's a really cool project for somebody, right? Really, really, really cool. So. And I've never seen that before. And imagine if they did it with like the D18 or something. You could get one really cheap and then finish it off yourself. That could be really cool. Staley said 6K. I haven't seen one for 6K. Because a D45 now retail is, I mean, the prices, I don't think that price went up. But prices have really gone up recently on all these Martin Standard series. I don't think they dare put up the D45s. Because they were already pushing 10K, right? 9,700 basically. So yeah, let's take a look at that. Actually, we can jump over there as well. So yeah, I mean, that's not a project from someone like me, but if you're so inclined, that's a cool thing to do. Because look, if you want to buy a new one, it's 97. Now, obviously, this has the glossy neck, and it has the finish and everything, and the quality inspection, and it's all done by Martin, and obviously we pay for that as well. Look at that! Look at that back on that. It's lovely. Look at that wood. Awesome. But yeah, I just thought it was really interesting and really cool. And also, I guess you've got to buy the. I'm going to be mean now. You've got to buy the 45s, the 42s, and the 41s to get the dark fretboard wood, right? Because if you go for the 28s these days, you're going to get the street ebony, which apparently everyone is absolutely fine with, but I do prefer the solid color there. And I know you're going to say you can do that yourself as well. I know. But let me just beat you to that. There, look, see. I've noticed there's a lot more guitars in stock now since they started doing this. I think they were sitting on a lot of guitars because they didn't have enough, either the time to make the solid color on the neck, or enough ebony that was good to go for those guitars. I think that's partly, I'm just guessing that's partly why they did that change, because now I'm seeing all these guitars with the streaked ebony necks all over the place now. All right. So it's just that this is obviously one with defects and still needs a bunch of parts. But yeah, okay. Yeah, it says the defects are cosmetic, so I'm not too worried about that. But oh yeah, it needs to be finished, yeah. A good point as well. Some people say acoustic guitars sound better without any gloss amplified. That's why Cole Clark don't use the gloss, apparently. Yes, I would love to share the story. Thanks, big time. Yeah, send it. It'll just be a private, so I won't tell anyone. I would like to just my own personal information, really, because I'm interested in what's going on with that stuff. It was a guess. 8K is what Reverb says. Yeah, I think you're looking at 8K these days. I guess it also leaves it to open up to a bit of personalization or custom finishes without the custom shop price tag. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, that's not for everybody. That's just a cool. I just thought it was worth discussing. I just thought it was an interesting thing. All right, let me jump over to the questions then. So, the first question today. Hi Aaron, TC Hall of Fame or LR Baggs Align Series reverb? Which is the best reverb and why, in your opinion? Well, this is a tough one. So, for a start, there's two Hall of Fame reverbs. There's the mini and the regular. Okay, so let's go and look at that quickly here. This is the regular one here, the big one. And then the mini one is, it's going to be this size here, like the Ditto Looper. Wow, the Ditto Looper now is $89. That's a really good deal. Hall of Fame Mini, it's called. I don't see it on here. Let's see if they have it. This one. So I have this. This is a really good, just, you know, standard pedal. I have this on my electric board. When you engage the button, it kind of makes a bit of a clicking sound, which for acoustic might not be ideal. Not a physical click, but kind of like once you press it, it makes a popping noise. I know some people don't like that stuff, but you know, it's $110. It's really small. If you just set it on like a Hall reverb, it's really nice. I have this. I like this. I would recommend this one. If you've got more space on your pedal board and you want the bigger pedal, you have more options. So you might want to go that route. I would really base that on how much variation you need in the pedal and also the size of the pedal board that you have. If you have the space for the bigger one, I might get the bigger one, but the mini one is nice and compact. And for me, that's just an always-on pedal for electric, so that doesn't bother me. So that is a classic pedal. I like those pedals a lot. The Hall of Fames, the TC stuff is always great. So I would recommend that. And then the other one that you mentioned was the Baggs Align, which I don't think I've tried that one, but the Baggs Align series pedals are very good. I have tried one of them. So it's $50 more. It's supposedly more geared towards acoustic guitar. It has the wood look to it, which, you know, sometimes when these acoustic pedals look like wood, it's a bit kind of annoying. I'd rather they look more modern and didn't look like wood, but that's just a personal thing. Maybe you want them to look like wood, I don't know. This one has a few more options, like hands-on controls. It's a slightly bigger pedal than the other one, and it's obviously slightly more money. Well, they have a demo one as well at Sweetwater, but I haven't tried this particular pedal, but what I've heard of it, it does sound good. So I don't really have a strong opinion, you know. Reverbs for me, I mean, I'm still using the reverb on my old TC Helicon pedals from 12 years ago, and I was just thinking yesterday, that's not the best sounding reverb in the world, but it's also not horrible. And I thought to myself, well, reverbs, yeah, okay, you can get the real light, lush, fractal type reverbs that are really nice and really impressive. But for me, just a reverb is not. I'm not that fussy about it. To me, I just want a reverb to fill out the sound. So I think if it was me, I would lean towards that Hall of Fame Mini, just because it's so small and I'm going to leave it on all the time anyway. But if you want to research the Align and the larger Hall of Fame and even some other reverbs like the Universal Audio Reverb, that's a really nice pedal as well. That's like really expensive, but really nice. I have tried that one. If you want to look at those, you should do. But purely for real estate, if it's just going to be like an always-on reverb and you just want like a whole reverb in the background, I would probably go for the Hall of Fame Mini because it's so small and it's the most affordable. So that's my thoughts on that. Let me know in the chat if you disagree. Hall of Fame or Ella Bag's Align series, which is the best and why in your opinion? Just put in the queue. You see, so also with reverb, what I would do is, there's so many options for that. I would add it on the mixer. I would have it coming from the I use the TC Helicon, so I'd have it from the TC Helicon. Like I said, that's not my kind of focus, the reverb. I'd love to have a better reverb than what I do, but I'm not going to take a separate pedal just for that, and that's why I haven't looked into the reverbs that much. And if I had a mixer with me, I would just add it to the mixer anyway. So that's worth remembering as well. Do you still play your Acoustasonic? So I haven't played it at a gig because I've been playing the Cole Clark. Now my Cole Clark needs to be repaired very soon because I've got a loose connection in there. And I've been thinking about what I'll play while it is being repaired. So I've been playing some other guitars in the meantime. I've been playing the Anthem, which is, I really like the Anthem through the PA system, but in the in-ears, I don't like it nowhere near as much as I do the Cole Clark. So the Acoustasonic I like a little bit more than the Anthem in the in-ears. So I might use the Acoustasonic for that. But I actually have, that's actually in my list of things to make a video about, because when it was my birthday, I haven't told anyone this, when it was my birthday, I got a really good deal on the Tele Acoustasonic. So I'm going to sell the Strat Acoustasonic, and there's a few reasons why, which I'll put in the video, but basically, if you remember, my Strat Acoustasonic over the winter dried out. I had it just sanded down again. But because I had a chance to get the Tele and I wanted the look of the Tele and the color of that one, I decided to get that. And my plan is to sell the Strat one. But before I sell the Strat one, I'd like to make a video where I compare the sounds of both of them together to see if they actually sound much different in the video. So I actually have two of them right now at this moment in time, David. The plan is very soon to go down to one and sell the Strat version. But before I do that, I want to make the video comparison. But do I play it at gigs? No, but literally all I play now at my gigs, whenever I can help it, is the Cole Clark, because I love the sound of that pickup so much. So we'll see. Maybe we can maybe I can compare the Acoustasonic to the Cole Clark and some videos like that as well. I'd like to do some more like pickup stuff as well. And did you hear there's now a rumor that there's going to be an even cheaper Acoustasonic coming, like one that's made offshore, that's going to be like $500. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think the Acoustasonic will be worth a revisit in the near future for sure. I asked Brian which speaker he got, and that's not there. That's a different thing. Can you comment about how you use reverb in strumming songs? So I guess what you're saying is when you play fingerstyle, you want the reverb to fill in the gaps, right? Yes, I would agree with that. When you strum, you might want less reverb. I feel if I was using something like a modeler pedal, I would have a patch which is just for fingerstyle with more delay and reverb to fill in the gaps, and then a patch with less reverb and no delay for strumming maybe. But actually what I do is I just use the same for both, and I just have a clean boost. Again, this is just simply that my pedal is geared towards working that way. It's not that I don't think it's optimal to do what you're trying to do. It's just not something that I do at the moment because my pedal just has a clean boost. It doesn't let me change the levels without making a whole new preset. So I just leave it as it is. But what I do obviously think is that you don't want too much reverb. Like too much reverb gets really washy and really muddy. So don't go over the top with it. And if you have the ability to have two separate patches with different amounts of reverb and volume, then that's obviously the best way to do it. So one is for fingerstyle, one is for strumming. Some people might even have different reverb setting for each song, but I mean that's obviously getting more intricate there. So for strumming songs, I would just say be careful about what reverb you use. Like maybe use one that sounds a bit thinner, and don't have the blend too high, because you still want to get the definition of the guitar coming through. Like just like when you're producing a song, right? You don't want to like cover everything in reverb. But also you want enough reverb that you create that full sound as well. Maybe I would also use some delay, like a little bit of delay as well as reverb, just to thicken the sound. I'm always looking to try to make the solo act sound fuller, but without making it sound washy and muddy. So yeah, definitely play around with that. What do you think about performing and backing tracks? So, oh, that's a big question, Rafa. I mean, when I started out, I just played acoustic straight in with no effects. Then over time, as the gigs got longer and I got more bored, I added the looper, and now I loop on everything. And then lately, I have been thinking I'd like to use tracks. Now, I did use tracks last year. The way I did it is, I didn't use the full track like a karaoke song. In fact, there's some recordings of this on my channel from concerts gone by in the lockdown. If you look back at where I used the Acoustasonic, you'll see me using the tracks. So what I did was I actually went on, and this is a really good tip, I went on karaoke version, and you can download the stems to a famous song. And then what I would do is I would find a song that is, say, DGA, 4 bars repeated over and over again. I would cut just the drums or the percussion. And then I would cut just the bass part. And I'd put those into the Voicelive 3. And then what I could do is I could play the acoustic and then bring in the percussion, bring in the bass. So it's not playing to a karaoke track. It's not bringing in an orchestra and backing singers and all this stuff and pianos. It's literally just adding a little bit to the performance. And I really like that. And now I'm switching over to the Voicelive 3 Extreme again. This is something that I could play around with if I want to as well. Again, I don't personally want to go from like just acoustic to all this crazy stuff going on. But if I can store some tracks like percussion and bass, maybe a little bit of piano or something, just to augment the sound, just to add some kind of texture here and there that's not just my acoustic. And the other thing with the Voicelive 3 also is, of course, I can do some drumming. I can actually make like a drum loop, which is just 1 bar, and then I can play over the top of that because it's got 2 independent loops. So on Saturday, I did decide to switch over to the Voicelive 3 Extreme, and it is a lot more. I know I always talk about the Play Acoustic, but the Voicelive 3 Extreme is a lot more useful for a solo gig because it has a line out as well as a mic out. It has 3 loops instead of 1 loop. You can save loops, which you can't on the Play Acoustic. You can have more foot switches. You can record the gig to an SD card. Just right there's enough reason for me to recommend that over the Play Acoustic. It's a few $100s more. It's slightly bigger. It weighs about £2 more, but you get so much more flexibility with it. And also, I was never told this, and this blew my mind on Saturday. The room sense microphones in the Voicelive 3 Extreme are amazing. Now, what these are is these are microphones that are built into the pedal. So this is in the Play Acoustic. When you put your headphones into the pedal, because I'm using in-ears now a lot. So I put the in-ears in the pedal, and you hear, obviously, these are the same ones that I use. So it cuts out all the sound in the room, and you hear the guitar and your voice, right? You hear the pedal. But these microphones can be blended in. So you basically start to add in some of the outside sounds, which makes you feel less isolated. And my idea with the Play Acoustic pedal, the small one, is that I could then hear people request songs. Because the biggest problem with using in-ear monitors is that you can't hear when people talk to you. Now, unfortunately, with the Play Acoustic, it did give me a sense of this, but it didn't give me enough. I still couldn't hear what people were saying. The amazing thing with the Voicelive 3 Extreme, PC Helicon pedal, the flagship version, is that the microphones are better. They're just much better. And you can have everything turned up a bit more as well if you want to. Obviously, you've got to be careful, don't damage your hearing. But what I found with the Voicelive 3 Extreme is I could hear people talking to me in between songs. This is really exciting. Not only could I hear people talk to me between songs, I could also hear the guitar blending in with the pickup sound. This is a really big thing as well, because if you have a guitar with a very quacky, basic undersaddle pickup, and you hear it directly in your in-ears, right, or even the Cole Clark, it doesn't sound as good as it does through a blasting PA system. It just doesn't sound as good as that in the in-ears. So what the room sense mics, I realize what they're doing is if you turn them up loud enough, you're actually getting some of that acoustic tone. If your guitar is loud enough and close to the pedal's on the floor, remember, your acoustic guitar is actually being picked up by those mics as well. And what you're getting is a blend of your pickup and the microphones. So you're kind of getting like air added to your monitoring as well. It's really cool. It's kind of even better than playing without them in this regard, because you get the ability to turn off those mics and just have a direct sound if you want to just not be interrupted by any noise. You also get the ability to blend in a little bit of that if you want to just feel like you're not completely in a box. And you get the ability to crank them up, but you gotta be careful, because if someone makes a loud noise or something, it could damage your hearing. But if you crank it up enough, you kind of get some microphone monitoring from the acoustic guitar, and you can hear what's going on around you really clearly, even more clearly than if you didn't have them in. It's almost like you're Superman or something. You've got like a superhero hearing. So I was really impressed with that. I was really, really impressed. So the Voicelive 3 Extreme now, after about 12 years of praising the Play Acoustic as my go-to pedal for my shows, I think the Voicelive 3 Extreme, I still love the simplicity of the Play Acoustic. I still love the size of it. I'm not going to sell my Play Acoustic. I've actually got 3 of them that I'm going to keep, because I'm worried they're going to stop making them, and I still think that's the best piece of gear I ever bought. So I'm going to keep those locked away in a safe for a rainy day. But the Voicelive 3 Extreme is going to be my new go-to, and just those features. There's more than that, but just the features I just mentioned are incredible. And the only negative about that pedal is that the amps, the electric amps, are horrible. They suck compared to what you just heard me at the start of the stream playing through the Apollo Twin. That's an amazing amp sound, right? But the amp sounds in the Voicelive stuff they're just horrible. But yeah, that's a really interesting thing that no one had ever told me before, that I just found really, really cool. Like, if your pickup and your acoustic isn't that great, and you can blend in some of the microphone from the in-ears, from the mics on the pedal, you can get a more natural sounding acoustic. Now, that won't translate into the PA. The audience will still hear the pickup, the actual pickup, and not the mics. But you, as a performer, we often talk about, do the audience care about the sound, and say, no, they don't. Yeah, but I care. And if I get more of a natural tone in my ears, I'm going to play better as well. So, part of me would still just rather not use anything and just have a PA system and monitor and just crank it up. But that's not a possibility in a lot of venues these days. There have been a few Acoustasonics popping up for sale secondhand here, but I wasn't as tempted by them as I was with the Rain Song. Interesting. Ari, you preferring one pickup through monitors versus in monitors? I wonder if some pickups blend nicely with the acoustic sound of the guitar. Yes, definitely. But I wasn't really referring to that when I was talking there. I was really just saying that when I use in-ears, the pickup is important, because there's always this element of, when you play any pickup in a guitar, the thing you amplify it through obviously colors the tone, right? So some acoustic amps will take a kind of horrible sounding pickup and make it sound okay. And some PAs and acoustic amps will take a really good sounding pickup, like an Anthem, and make it sound even better. But when you listen to those pickups directly in your in-ears, they rarely sound good. And even the Cole Clark, like with the in-ears, I can hear some quack a little bit, just a little bit, on the low strings, that through a PA system I can't hear. And through the PA system, I wouldn't want to change anything about the pickup, because through the PA system it sounds incredible. but with the in-ears, there's still a little element of that. And it might be nice to have like some IR or microphone, again, just in your in-ears. With the Cole Clark, I'm not worried at all about the audience, because I know that the audience are going to think that thing sounds amazing, because through the speakers and the air in the room, it does sound amazing. But in the in-ears especially, it's very much under the microscope. So the fact that you can blend in those room sense mics there is really cool. And also, I didn't realize this either, you can also stream from the Voicelive 3. So if you plug the Voicelive 3 Extreme into an iPad and put the iPad on the speaker stand next to you and connect it to the Wi-Fi, you could actually live stream your gig directly to YouTube from the Voicelive 3. So whatever the Voicelive 3 is hearing, again, not the room sense stuff, but whatever signal is going into the Voicelive 3 can be sent directly out to a live stream or a recording device. It's really, that pedal is so ahead of its time, and nothing even comes close. Because even if the Quad Cortex added vocal harmonies and a multi-track looper, it wouldn't have the built-in microphones for the room sense. Those things are out of this world, you know, so good. Oh, maybe I should play the Acoustasonic now. He got me thinking about it to finish up. Yeah, I mean, this is one of my Rain songs here. I actually really like the Rain song unplugged. I really like the sound of the Rain songs, especially this one that you can't get anymore. I like the tone of it actually unplugged. Plugged in, I prefer the wood guitars, and I'm just so on a thing these days with the Cole Clark system that I just, that's just all I use. You know, that's just all I want to play. I do think the Acoustasonic though, the acoustic sounds come pretty close, not close, but that's kind of my second favorite, I would say. But then the electric sounds are a bit, I mean, they need to be tweaked, I think. To play them directly through in-ears again is a bit not most inspiring, but maybe that needs like a HX stomp or something with that, I don't know. Or at least some EQ maybe. EQ is obviously very important with all this stuff too. I turn reverb up until I can hear it and then dial it back just a touch. That's a great tip. Yeah, with all effects. Bring them up so you can hear them and then take it back a couple of decibels, because you don't want too much. I use a website you can choose which instruments the backing track has, so maybe I'll take that into consideration. Karaoke version, awesome. Karaoke version, they have all the songs. You buy the song, you download just the tracks you want. So I do drums and bass. You cut out like a loop of each, put it into the Voicelive 3, and then you can just turn it on as you're playing. And just obviously, again, keep the volume lower than you want. But I remember seeing someone years ago on a cruise ship do Fast Car, and he just had a percussion loop. In fact, I think he emailed it to me. Shall I see if I've got it? Because I remember saying to him, that sounded great when you just brought on the percussion loop. And I said, and he was using the Voicelive 3 Extreme. And I said to him, could you send that to me, please? And I'm sure that he did. I wonder if it's still in my email box. I'm just going to have a quick look. Oh, who was that? Maybe he didn't call the loop Fast Car. Who was the artist that sent? Oh, Doug, that's it. Let me see if Doug comes up. I can't think what his last name was now. Oh, I would have loved to have just played that loop to you to show you what he did. Hang on. I can find him on Facebook. Doug. Okay, I got it. I got his last name here. Yes, here it is. I got it. Let me put this in the stream and see if we can hear it here. So this is called Fast Car 91 beats per minute. Okay. And he basically had this saved on his Voicelive 3 Extreme, because you can save loops in there. And then I'm gonna, hopefully this won't be too loud. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. There we go. So you hear that? So that's it. That's the loop, all right? So we had this saved in there with that beat, that tempo, and it just played round and round, and he played it over the top. And it doesn't sound on this on here. It doesn't sound that impressive, but actually at the gig, it just sounded really great, because you hear that low sound of the percussion, it really added to the, I'm just going to try and play it again. Here. It really added to the low end. Listen. So, da 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 da, da da. It was really, anyway, I promise you it was nice. So you can do things like that. You can, to start with, if you don't want to have like horns and backing vocals, you can just have some percussion maybe. And then what you could do is save the other ones. So if people get up and start dancing, then you could do something like Brown Eyed Girl and kick in the drums and the bass guitar and have more going on like that. So that's kind of cool. All right. Missing only one spot on pedalboard, tuner or reverb. You need both. You need the Peterson strobe tuner and you need the reverb. But the tuner is more important than the reverb to me because I would use the reverb from the mixer. But if you don't have, I mean, they're both really important. I wouldn't be without either of those two pedals. Yes, you can split songs into stems, but they're not clean, are they? It's not perfect. The great thing with karaoke version is you get all the stems completely clean, really high quality. You could also make your own, but that takes time, and it's not something that I personally want to. You know, karaoke version, I already bought my tracks anyway. They're a few dollars. You get the track, and you've got it forever. And then you can use either the full. I mean, you can also save the full backing track, of course. Maybe one night at a wedding you want to have 10 songs with just sing over the whole track. You could do that, but I think it's cooler to just have elements of them. Go back and watch my video from like a year ago, and you'll see there. If you go back and watch from a year ago, you'll see the Acoustasonic and a MIDI controller that I programmed, and I'm basically triggering off loops from a Boss loop pedal, which are just taken from karaoke version. So yeah, do you want to check that out? Let me see if I got this guitar here. Why don't we finish with some playing? So this is the original Acoustasonic. Now I will have to turn off the amplifier because I do not want the VH4 for this. Let's delete that. See what I got here then. So I've just got reverb on here, I think. Okay. I don't hear anything. I'm not sure why. I bet I plugged in the wrong cable. That's the sort of thing I would normally do. Yes, I did. No, in fact, I haven't got it plugged into the interface. Classic mistake number one. Here we go. Close your ears. Okay, it didn't pop. So, I'll give you a playthrough of the Acoustasonic. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you the tuner, because we were just talking about tuners here. This is a new app that Peterson just released that I haven't shown yet. This is the software version of the Strobo tuner. So this is quite a new release, and this is why I love this tuner, because look, and this one doesn't spin round and round. This just goes up and down, which I think is easier to read. Now again, I'm not as obsessed with this stuff as you might think. I don't I don't use the Peterson at my acoustic gigs. I would love to. I love the Peterson tuners. I use them all the time at home. I've got one right here, and I've got one right in front of me. I've got this tuner. I love them. But I just use the tuner on the Voicelive 3 Extreme. It works absolutely fine. But I love, if I had a roadie, I would use the Peterson tuner. And that's the new software version. And I love this because I can use it while I'm playing on at the computer, which is really great. So check that out on their website. Oh. I need to delete that sound effect because I'm not using that anymore. Okay, so let me bring this up on the screen. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, this is what the guitar sounds like in the room. So it's not completely silent. I wish it was, because you can still get some feedback through this hole here. They say it adds to the sound when you plug it in, but lately I'm just covering all my guitars with sound plugs. I don't want any opportunity for feedback anymore. And my favorite thing to do lately is just to, wherever I play on stage, if I'm not using the in-ears, is to plug the sound hole. So let's go through some sounds and you can tell me what you think. So I'll mute the microphone. So what you're going to hear now is just the sound of the guitar going in with some actually, we'll do the reverb as well. So let's have no reverb to start with. This is a guitar straight in, direct. So this is what I would hear with my in-ears. If you put headphones on now, imagine you're playing at a bar with headphones on, or these in-ears, if you've got these Shures, this is what you're going to hear while you're playing, obviously, because it's the same in-ears that I'm using. So I've got two sounds. I've got like a larger body guitar, a smaller body guitar on this pickup selector here, right here. So I'm in the position 5 right now. And I'll just change between the two positions. So this one should have more bass. So let me know what you think. I really like it because it still has that undersaddle quality. Because no, this is the American one, so it still has the it's still what you're hearing is the matrix only, and they're processing it, but it doesn't sound like super processed. It just sounds less quacky than just the pickup by itself. With the made in Mexico guitars, you can actually and one of the American ones, you can actually access the pickup just by itself, so you can have that quacky pickup if you want. But these are all processed with what they call image casting. So I like it. I think it's a nice in-between. You know, it's not as realistic as a microphone, but it's more realistic than just an undersaddle pickup. It's quite spiky on the high end, but what you can do is, if you add an EQ here, and again, this is great with the Polo because I can do it in real time. If you do a high cut, the high cut is really useful. Let me show you this on the screen in case anyone's interested. So this is an EQ. So EQ is really important, right? I feel like a lot of people want to just buy a guitar, plug in and go. Like they don't want to EQ it. But the EQ can make the difference between everything. You can just change the whole, as we know, talking about EQ matching and stuff. You can just completely change the tone. Obviously, right? That's common sense. But I wish more people would play around with it more often. But a great thing with the Acoustasonic is it is very sharp in the high end, isn't it? Let's listen again to the high end here. You hear that really kind of spiky highs. And I wouldn't say they're quacky, but they're spiky, definitely. They're very sharp in the treble range. And there's nothing, there's no reverb or nothing on there. But if you just do a high cut, you see here, you can actually cut all the highs away. So this is what it sounds like. Ah, yeah, mute the microphone. You can hear that, right? Let me know if you can hear that in the chat. So what you do is, I would just cut that down, maybe to like 10K or something, and it really helped. Listen now. So it's much warmer now. I'll turn it off. So it really tames it. Now you might want that on if you're doing fingerstyle or playing lead, but you can really. We were talking earlier about strumming, right? If you're strumming, it's nice to do something like that. I cut it quite aggressively, but that sounds nice. Again, especially with the in-ears, because the in-ears are right literally in my ear, so I'm really hearing all that stuff going on. And then the same thing with like a big boomy guitar or a K&K or something. You can do the opposite. You can bring the lows all out here as well. So sometimes I'll take those up as high as like 180 if it's really boomy, but normally I leave it on 80 and then take it up as high as I need. So even just those two parameters there, without even touching the EQ, just makes a huge difference to the tones that you're getting. I'd also add that a really good EQ pedal, either on your board or on the mixing desk you're using, is really important to have access to. And again, the Voicelive 3 does have this built in, so that's nice. So now I've got this sound. And now I'll add the reverb as well, because I've got a reverb on here. And the reverb on this interface is really nice. So I really like it. I really like it. Like it's still cutting. It still cuts through a mix, but it sounds so much more natural than any undersaddle pickup, doesn't it? So I like this a lot. Let me just bring this other camera on here. Yeah. Okay. So check this out. Let me turn off all the effects and play, and then I will I'm going to mute the reverb and mute the EQ. Then I'm going to play a bit, and I'm going to come back and put them back on again. So that's way too much reverb, as you can probably hear. Let me bring that right down. And then, of course, you've also got if you go to the reverb settings as well, you've got deep parameters you can go into. But that's a good example of how not to have the reverb set. That's better. Like we said, hear it and then take it back a little bit. And that's only position 5. You've then got position 4. Sounds like this. Which I like. It's more of like a GPC sound, just less boomy. And then in the middle position, you add in the percussive pickup. And obviously that then affects the sound that you'll get through the strumming as well. And then you've got electric as well. And you can blend that in with the acoustic sound to get both at the same time. And then you've got like your kind of semi-distorted sound. I think this might be my least favorite sound, although when you're looping and you play this over something, it sounds okay. You know, the problem is I found with the guitars like this is that acoustic strings and electric pickups they obviously don't sound like electric guitars. But it gives you another. Don't think of it as an electric guitar. Think of it as like another tone to add to your palette. So I really like that second position and the middle position. And then I think my only thoughts on that is maybe the mid range is a little bit harsh, and I would just maybe EQ the mid range a bit. I like to scroll through. I like to boost the frequency and then scroll through. Preferably you'd have a looper playing, and then you can see if you hear like a weird sound sticking out. And if you do, like that nasal sound there, then you can make it lower. Then you can pull that down a little bit so it's not in there. So it looks like that. Yeah, like that. And then add some more of this maybe. What did BMO say? Big Yellow Taxi. Or if you're watching today, the Joni Mitchell thing. No, that's not Joni Mitchell, is it? Oh yeah, yeah, you're right, BMO. Be paradise for the parking lot. And she also did just before our love got lost, you said I was constant as a northern star. I said, yeah, that was. If you didn't see that today, that was awesome. But you might see my point here as well about the microphone that's in the Voicelive 3 Extreme. If I mute this microphone, all you're hearing right now is the guitar direct. If I unmute the microphone, you're getting more of a sense of the room. And this is the wrong body shape to demo this with because there's not much sound from the guitar itself. But when you're using the Voicelive 3 Extreme with the Dreadnought, some of that natural acoustic sound is bleeding back into the headphones. So that's kind of what you hear. Like this is just dry direct, which people really don't often like this sound here. And then this would be like on the Voicelive kind of thing with the room mics blended in. This is room mic on as well. Now it adds more high end. You can hear the air and the high end coming through. But it's more three-dimensional than just you get all that other stuff coming through, which can be a nice thing to have as well. All right, what are we saying here? Do you remember we got a bunch of backing tracks from this guy who sold drum and bass when we were doing duo gigs? Yeah, I still have them. And they were real drums and bass. Yeah, I still have them. But they weren't all quantized. Although karaoke version isn't always quantized either. Is this made in Mexico? No, this is one of the first American Strat guitars that they did. See, when you've got the room mic in there as well, like this, you just get a fatter, more three-dimensional sound, obviously. Because it's also picking up all the room reflections as well. When you turn that mic off and just have it going straight in with nothing, it can be very jarring to some people. Which I suppose you can make up for a little bit with reverb and delays and things like that. It's particularly good for fingerstyle because it has that direct undersaddle tone. When you play an undersaddle very lightly, I find that you get a very nice, that cut can be very nice, very beneficial. And then when you strum, it can then get a little bit spiky. But for the fingerstyle stuff, especially with that EQ and that reverb, I just think it sounds great. And again, this is the percussive pickup as well. So this is under pickup and under saddle. This is two pickups, but no microphone. Okay. Whoops. So that's the thing, yeah, I love it for that, and I really like it. What you must remember about these guitars is that they're so ridiculously comfortable to play. You know, yes, they can still feed back, and I would still cover the sound hole. And I wish, it's so hot in here. The other camera just shut down, so I'm glad I'm on this camera. I have to stay on this for the rest of the video, but I wish that they would make these solid, and I wish they would make even higher end versions of these guitars with maybe full on abilities to program and blend more IR and stuff like that. But you know, it's a great tool. It really is. So there you go. There we go. My camera has overheated. It's been a great session. I've enjoyed today. Thank you for giving me some ideas as well. I must make my video on these Acoustasonics now some time has passed. The more people have had a chance to play them. But yeah, they're really cool. So thanks for watching. I got some stuff coming up. If you're new here, subscribe and ring the bell. I might have some pickup stuff this week coming. I'm going to pick up a guitar tomorrow, which I'll be talking about some modifications on, and that'll be really cool. Real Ting says, I worry about these techie guitars. They'll eventually become obsolete when the USB standard is dead, etc. Yes, that's true, but like I said, these are tools. The good thing is there's a lot of them around right now, so it's not like when they first came out. Like if they only made them for a year, that would have been a disaster. There's so many of these around now that you could easily get one for spare parts. I would suggest look out for one of these used. If you find like a USA or made in Mexico Acoustasonic used for a great price, then get one and use it as a tool. All right. And I feel the same way about Variax and all those other guitars as well, for sure. But it really is a great tool, a very comfortable guitar to use on stage. In fact, I'm going to take mine to a gig this week to try it out, because I haven't played it on stage lately. So that'd be cool. I must do that follow-up video on the two Acoustasonics. All right, everyone, stay cool. I can't believe my main camera's overheated. It's that hot here. So I'm going to go and put the AC back on. I'll be back next Monday. Subscribe, ring the bell, look out for any videos this week, and I'll see you next time. Everyone stay cool, all right? Don't overheat. See you later. Bye.